What's up, everybody? This is Reverend Guns, and today we're going to be taking apart a Browning Buckmark camper. So the first thing you want to do is make sure it's clear and safe to work on. So right behind the trigger here is a button. You'll want to press that button to remove the magazine. We don't want any cleaners or solvents on this, so we're going to set this aside until we are done with our cleaning. Then you will see two switches here. This one is your safety. This one is your slide lock. You'll want to pull the slide back and push the slide lock up. That will hold it in place. And now you can look down in the barrel here and see that there's nothing in the barrel. Now that we know it is clear and safe to work on, we'll go ahead and release the slide. And you're going to need some tools. So you want to grab a 3/32 Allen, and you've got two screws up here on each end of the rail, and when you're taking them off, you want to make sure that you don't lose the little washer that is with it. I'll show you here. So there's a washer with the screw. That's what keeps the screw tight, so don't lose it. I just keep it on the screw, set it aside. Same thing with the rear screw. It's got one as well. You'll want to make sure that you don't lose it. Okay. And then the sight and the whole rail should come right off. Let's get this stuff out of the way real quick. Alright, so we're going to take the slide off now. I recommend sliding the slide all the way back and locking it into place. This one has the upgraded guide rod on it. So it's stainless steel. It removed the E-clip on the back, so it doesn't hold itself in place when you take it out. In this case, I use a thumbtack, and there's a little hole that you stick in, so you can easily remove the whole thing. Now, if you don't have the upgraded guide rod, you can just pull it back a little bit and slide the whole thing off. And when you do, that'll allow you to remove the guide rod and spring. And on the back end of it is a little backing plate that's connected to it. And then you've got the slide. And let's see here. Next thing is the barrel. We can remove the barrel. We can grab this is a 7/64 Allen to go right below the barrel there. Use that to break it loose. And it's not really necessary to pull the whole screw out. Once you get it out far enough, the barrel should just almost. Let's do a couple more turns. There we go. Should just come right apart. Right. These are the pieces we will be cleaning today. I'm going to grab my gun cleaner here and do a quick spray down. Make sure you get everything really good. Alright. Now I'm going to take a moment to kind of explain what I've got sitting here while that's soaking, and show you guys what all I'm using. So you guys saw that I used the 3/32 and the 7/64. I've got a soft bristle brush. It's got a little detail on the end of it. This works pretty good for pretty much everything. I have a harder bristle brush for the real stubborn carbon. I've got a .22 caliber barrel brush. gun cleaner. This is all on preference and opinion, so I suggest you try them out and find out which one you like best. We don't need the bushing wrench, the punch, or the screwdriver on this gun. I've got gun oil. I've got a gun oil rag. I've got some 22 caliber cleaning patches and a 22 caliber jag, which we'll use to finish cleaning out the barrel. Q-tips always come in handy, and I've got some rags here to wipe things down as we go. So let's get started. I'm going to start with the barrel because that is basically the one thing that kind of matters how you do it. The rest of this stuff you can just clean, scrub it, wipe it down, and move on to the next step. But for the barrel, you want to go in from the back and go the direction of the bullet travels. The reason why we don't go in on this end, now this one's got a compensator on it. If yours doesn't have an attachment or it's just the barrel, we're trying to make sure we don't damage the end of the barrel. It could cause accuracy issues and other problems. So you want to go in from the back to prevent any dinging or chipping. So stick it in and you can go all the way through. Make sure you go all the way through. Don't stop in the middle of the barrel. And then you can pull it back. Go all the way. You don't want to stop in there. Okay. And it might feel a little gritty at first. And you'll feel it start to smoothen out. Wow, that just kind of nudged everything, didn't it? Alright, so just kind of keep going until you feel it get nice and smooth. And once you're done with the inside, we'll work on the outside with a brush. And just get everywhere you can. Not going to hurt nothing. Get around the sight. Definitely want to get the breech real well. And we'll go ahead and take a Q-tip here and kind of clean out the compensator a little bit. Alright, once you feel comfortable with that, we can go ahead and take our jag. Okay, and you take one cloth at a time. And the thing I like about the jag over the slotted cleaning rod is that it only takes like a couple of these to get it clean. And so once you stab it in the middle there, feed it through the same way you were cleaning with the brush. So going from the back, push it through, and look at that. That was quite the dirty barrel. So we're going to do this until we don't see any more black on these. And it only takes like 3 or 4 times to do this in a barrel with a jag. I love it. Push it through. See how this one looks. A little less. Let's do another. Push it through. better, let's do another one. Love these. These do such a great wipe down the inside of that barrel. Man, this thing was dirty. Almost there. Maybe one or two more. This thing's been shot quite a bit, so I'm not surprised it's this dirty. Oh yeah, there we go. Now we're looking better. I'm gonna do one more just for good measure. Not gonna hurt nothing. All right. Yeah, those look pretty good. So we'll grab a rag here and wipe everything else off. And set that aside. All right, now we will start working on the other parts. Let's do the frame here. Basically, you want to get down in there and make sure you use the detail end on this one, because this is quite the small little area. And you basically want to go over it and break everything loose. And this is your opportunity to go through and get a nice detail clean on everything out there. This gun really wasn't that dirty itself. It's just basically the barrel and stuff. So once you get that scrubbed off, grab your rag and start wiping everything down. Just remove any residue, anything that's on it. All right, let's do the slide next. You want to make sure you do both sides of the slide, because this is in between the sight and rail and the frame of the gun. Get the extractor. Now if you want, you can use a Q-tip on the smaller areas, because I know not everybody's finger can get in there. No, mine can't, so I like to go through it a little bit and just kind of get any excess residue off. There we go. That looks pretty good. I guess I can do that with this one too. Just kind of wipe down everywhere you can. All right, we got the sight, We'll go through and scrub this off. And the reason why I'm cleaning the other side of this real well is because it's an open top slide, so a lot of debris and stuff will get underneath it. And we want to make sure everything gets cleaned. Give it a good wipe off. Alright, that looks pretty good. Got the guide rod and spring. This can take a little brush down, it ain't gonna hurt it. Get the end of the firing pin here. Give this a wipe down. Alright, and we got the little back plate here. And we'll give that a wipe down. Time for some lube. So let's go ahead and grab our gun oil here. Get our little gun oil cloth. It's the only thing I use for this, so it's not contaminated with anything else. And let's start with the frame. Basically, you're looking for scratch marks, scrapes, anything that looks like metal on metal contact. That's where the slide is running up and down. So we want to make sure those spots get oil on them. And that's pretty much it. You don't want to put lube over everything because it attracts dust and dirt and everything else, so we don't want it to get dirty and cause it to malfunction. The guide rod and spring, I guess you could do it. I would push it down, you know, so it's exposed, and then put a little bit on the guide rod itself. It really doesn't need it. The backer for it doesn't need it. It's not a functional part. Let's look at the slide here. Now, again, this has the top and the bottom. So you're looking for scrapes, scratches, anything that looks like it's been moving on it. And you'll want to go through and give that a nice little coat of oil. It's always good to get slide rails. See here on the top. Looks like about it for that. The sight and rail. As you can see on the underside here, there is some wear marks. So we will put some oil on it just to make sure everything functions as it should. The barrel, there's nothing on here that really needs it. I guess you could put it on the feeding ramp itself just to help the ammunition slide into the chamber. And now we can start putting things back together. So let's grab the frame here, and you'll want to do the barrel first. It's got a little block that seats into the hole here, and it lines up. The little cutout in the barrel lines up with the edge of the slide rail here, just like that. So hold it in place, grab your 7/64 Allen, and as you see, I got a long one because the barrel's quite long and it's pretty handy. So Just do it snug. It doesn't have to be tight. You don't want to over tighten nothing. Alright, now we're going to work on the slide. Okay, so grab your slide. You'll want to grab your guide rod and the little backer. You'll notice that the little backer has a hole that's offset. You see that? There we go. That is sitting offset with the guide rod. So go ahead and you can put it on the end here and set it into its spot on the slide. And if you push it down and hold it, you'll want to put this knob in this slot. There we go. Stay. Alright, so slide it on. And again, I recommend sliding it back and locking it into place with the slide lock. Okay? You want to make sure that the end of the guide rod is down and on the breech face there. You don't want it sticking up and over, otherwise you'll bend it or whatever. So once you've got that set into place, you can release the slide, and in this case I got to remove the pin first, but you can release the slide and put it back in its normal position. And this is what it should look like when you've gotten this far. Only thing left to do is to put on the sight and rail. Make sure the sight is to the rear. It just sets on. You'll want to get your screw with washers. It's got one washer each. And make sure you've got those washers, otherwise this won't tighten up. Grab your 3/32 Allen and start screwing it in. And again, just snug. It doesn't need to be tight. Okay? Just snug. Just a little snug should be enough to do what you need to do. Right. So, only thing left to do is a final wipe down. Let's grab a clean rag here. And this is your time to go through and polish everything off. Make sure there's no oil, no gun cleaner, solvents, anything else left on here. We want to make sure everything is nice and clean. And once you've got everything pretty well wiped off, we can do a function check. Now, normally I don't do this without a snap cap in here. It's not a good idea to dry fire a rimfire pistol or rifle. So I've got a snap cap in the magazine here. So what we're going to do is we will cock it, fire. I'm going to load that snap cap back in here. And function check seems to work. So, we have taken apart, cleaned, lubed, and put back together a Browning Buckmark camper. I hope you guys learned something today. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. I also offer the online course to get your Texas license to carry a handgun. It's the 4-hour class broken down into segments and saves your progress so you can do it at your own pace. After completing the course, you can print your certificate. Then, it'll help you locate an instructor close to you, no matter where you are in Texas, so you can complete the shooting portion of the course. This is all certified by the Texas Department of Public Safety. Check it out at reverendguns.com. If you have any questions or comments, please add them below. Be sure to like and subscribe for more firearms education.